Hello, let us discuss some example programs on C++ programming. So, in example 1, we have to write a C++ program to display C++ is better than C. Now, a program can be written like this one. So, in this program, first line uses double forward slash, and after that one my first program in C++. So, in C++ programming, double forward slash used as a comment line. What is written after this double forward slash is ignored by the compiler. Then next line is the hash include within less than and greater than sign iostream.h. So hash symbol indicates the preprocessor directive. So using hash include, we include iostream.h header file in our source code, and also using hash include conio.h included within less than and greater than sign conio.h header file is included. These two files are needed in our source code as we are using some input output function that are present in these header files. The next statement is int main open and close parenthesis. This declares the main function. And in this declaration, int keyword indicates the type of return value returned by the main function. Then within open and close brace, first statement is clear screen open and close parenthesis then semicolon. This statement clears anything previously written on the output screen. Then cout insertion operator, and then within double quotation marks C++ is better than C dot is written, and after that one semicolon. So this statement prints C++ is better than C on the screen of the video monitor. Then get ch open and close parenthesis semicolon. This statement when executed holds the output screen where we see the display of C++ is better than C. Then return 0, inform the operating system that code is executed properly. So when this example is executed, then we get output as C++ is better than C displayed on the screen. Now let us discuss the program features of this example. Like C, the C++ program is a collection of functions. The above example contains only one function, that is main function. As usual, execution begins at the main function. Every C++ program must have a main function. C++ is a free-form language. With a few exceptions, the compiler ignores carriage returns and white spaces. Like C, the C++ statement terminates with semicolons. Comments. As we have seen in this example, forward double slash, then my first program in C++. This is a comment line. All lines beginning with the two slash signs, that is forward slash, are considered comments and do not have any effects on the behavior of the program. The comments start with the double slash symbol and terminates at the end of the line. A comment may start anywhere in the line, and whatever follows till the end of the line is ignored. There is no closing symbol. Double slash comment is basically a single line comment. The C comment symbol forward slash star comma star forward slash are still valid and are more suitable for multiple comments. The IO stream file. Let us think what is IO stream file. Lines beginning with a hash sign are directive for the preprocessor. So hash include within less than and greater than sign IO stream.h tells the preprocessor to include the IO stream.h file that includes the declaration of the basic standard input output, and it is going to be used in the program. This contains the identifier cout and operator double less than sign, that is called insertion operator. So these cout function and insertion operator are present in the IO stream file. That's why we need this file so that this C output function and operator function properly. Hash include connew.h tells preprocessor to include the connew.h file that include the function clear screen and getCS. So for working of clear screen and getCS function, we include connew.h header file. Int main open and close parenthesis. This line corresponds to the beginning of definition of the main function. The main function is the point by where all C++ program starts their execution independently of its location in the source code. For that reason, it is essential that all C++ programs have a main function. The word main is followed by a pair of parentheses, open and close parentheses. Differentiate a function declaration from other types of the expressions. Optionally, these parentheses may enclose a list of parameters within them. Right after the parenthesis, the body of the main function is enclosed in braces, open and close brace. That is what the function does when it is executed. Now let us consider the second example. In this second example, we have to write a C++ program to read two numbers from the keyboard and display their sum and average on the screen. So a program can be written like this one. Now let us try to understand this program. Again, hash include less than IO stream.h greater than sign, hash include less than sign, connew.h then greater than sign. These two statements include IO stream.h and connew.h header file in our source code. Then int main open and close parenthesis. This is the name of the function. And here in this function declaration, int keyword indicates the type of return value main function returns to the operating system. Then within open and close brace, first statement float num1 comma num2 comma sum comma average semicolon declares number of the float variables like num1, num2, sum and average. Then next statement clear screen open and close parenthesis then semicolon clears anything previously written on the output screen. Then the statement cout insertion operator and within double quotation marks enter 2 numbers colon. So this statement prints enter two numbers colon on the screen, whereby user enters the two number that those two numbers are taken in by the cin input function. So statement with this cin extraction operator num1 semicolon. So this statement takes the first number and stores that first number with the right side variable num1, and second number is stored with right side variable num2. Then next statement adds the content of number num1 and num2, and result is assigned to the left side variable sum. Average equal to sum slash 2 semicolon. Find the average of the two number and it is assigned to the left side variable average. Then next two statements, cout insertion operator within quotation marks sum equal. So this gets printed on the output screen, and then again insertion operator and then value of the name of the variable sum. So what is the value of this variable? That is printed after the equal sign. Then again insertion operator is there, and following that one within double quotation marks slash n is there. So this slash n is used to bring the cursor in the beginning of the next line, and in that line using the next statement cout insertion operator within the double quotation marks average equal. So this gets printed on the beginning of the next line, and then again using the insertion operator value of average gets printed after the equal sign. And next statement, as we are familiar, get ch open and close parenthesis then semicolon holds the output screen where sum and average is displayed, and return 0 inform the operating system that code is executed properly. So when this function is program is run, then we get the output like this one. First, enter two numbers. This message is displayed on the output screen, whereby user enters these two numbers, and when he presses the enter key, then these two numbers are taken in and is stored with the variable num1 and num2. 6.5 is stored with the num1 and 7.5 is stored with the number num2. Then these numbers are added and average is found using the next two statements, and result is displayed as sum equal to 14 and average equal to 7. So in this way, using C++ program, we can take two numbers from the keyboard and can find their sum and average, and results are displayed on the output screen. Now in this one we use the cout. So that cout is called the output operator. So let us think some information about the output operator. The statement cout insertion operator and within double quotation marks C++ is better than C is written, and then at the end semicolon that terminates the statement. This statement causes the string in quotation marks to be displayed on the screen. The statement includes two new C++ features, cout and double less than sign, that is called insertion operator. The identifier cout is a predefined object that represents the standard output stream, that is screen in C++. The operator in called double less than sign is called the insertion or put to operator. It inserts or sends the content of the variable on its right to the object cout on its left. The object cout has a simple interface. Then after discussing the cout object, let us discuss the return type of the main function. In C++, main returns an integer type value to the operating system. Therefore, every main in C++ should end with a return 0 statement. Otherwise, a warning or an operating error might occur. Since main returns an integer type value, return type for main is explicitly specified as int. A return code of 0 for the main function is generally interpreted as program worked as expected without any error during its execution. That is, when this 0 value is received by operating system, it finds that program is run properly or as expected. Then input operator. Cout is a output operator, and let us discuss the input operator. Cin double greater than sign num1 semicolon is an input statement and causes the program to wait for the user to type in a number. So when we write a statement like this one, this statement waits, that is cursor blinks on the output screen till a response is given by the user, and once response is received, then execution moves forward. The number keyed in is placed in the variable num1. So when user enter any number, that number is taken in and is stored with the right side variable num1. The identifier cin is a predefined object in C++ that corresponds to the standard input stream, that is the keyboard. The operator double greater than sign is known as the extraction or get from operator. It extracts or takes the value from the keyboard and assigns it to the variable on its right side. Cascading of input-output operators. The insertion operator has been used repeatedly for printing the result. The statement cout insertion operator in double quotation marks sum equals, again insertion operator sum, again insertion operator in double quotation marks /n. So number of insertion operators are used in this statement. First, and this statement first sends the string sum equals to the cout and then sends the value of sum to cout. That is, first sum equals is displayed on the output screen, and following that one, value of sum is displayed. Finally, it sends the new line character so that next output will be in the new line, that is /n. Bring the cursor in the beginning of the new line. Thus, multiple use of insertion in one statement is called cascading. Using cascading, the last two statements can be combined as follows. Cout insertion operator within double quotation marks sum equals. Then insertion operator sum insertion operator in double quotation marks slash n. Again insertion operator in double quotation marks average equal, and again insertion operator average semicolon. So using this statement we display sum equals on the screen, then value of sum, and then slash n. Bring the cursor in the beginning of the next line. So after displaying the value of sum in the first line, in the second line average equal is displayed, and then the value of average is displayed. So in this way, above statement provides output in two lines as sum equals 14 and average equal to 7. So using cascading of the input output operators, here in this case output operators, we can display number of values and string in number of rows using a single statement. To provide only one line of the output, the statement would be, if we want to display the sum as well as average in a single line, then the statement can be written like this one. Cout insertion operator in double quotation marks sum equals, then insertion operator name of the variable sum, then insertion operator in double quotation marks comma, then insertion operator within double quotation marks average equals, and again insertion operator average, then semicolon. So this statement first prints sum equals on the screen, then value of sum is printed on the output screen, that is after equal sign. Then insertion operator put a comma after the sum value, then average equal gets printed, and following the equal sign value of average is printed. Thus we get the output as a sum equal to 14 comma average 7, that is two results are displayed in a single line. The input operator extraction operator can also be cascaded as shown below. See in extraction operator num1, extraction operator num2, semicolon. Like insertion operator, extraction operator can also be cascaded. The values are assigned from left to right. That is, if we key in two values, say 10 and 20, then 10 will be assigned to num1 and 20 to num2. Now let us discuss another example, that is example number 3. In this example we have to write a C++ program to calculate factorial of a given number. So a C++ program can be written like this one. So in this program, first two statement hash include within less than and greater than sign, iostream.h and conio.h. Include these two header file in our source code. Then int main open and close parenthesis defines the main function, and in this int keyword indicate that main function returns an integer value. Then within open and close brace, First statement int number comma count equal to 1 semicolon defines two integer variables number and count. Simultaneously count is assigned to a value of 1. Then long factorial equal to 1 semicolon. The second statement defines a long factorial variable. Then statement clear screen open and close parenthesis semicolon clears anything previously written on the output screen. Then cout insertion operator within double quotation marks enter the positive number colon. So when this statement is executed, this displays a message on the output screen enter the positive number. When user enter the positive number, that positive number is taken in by the cin object and it is assigned to the right side variable number using the statement cin extraction operator number semicolon. So using this statement, that entered number is assigned to the variable number. Then using while loop, while count less than or equal to number. When this condition is true, then body of the while loop is executed. In the body of the while loop, two statements are there. First statement is factorial equal to factorial into count. First time value of factorial is initialized as a 1 and value of count is also initialized as a 1. So 1 into 1 is 1 and that is assigned to the left side variable 1. Then value of count is incremented and its value becomes now 2. Then condition is tested. So this continues till condition is true. And then the number is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 till number is less than or equal to entered number. This gets multiplied. That is nothing but the factorial of a number. And that is assigned to the variable factorial on the left side of the assignment operator. And when condition becomes false, then control comes out of the while loop and that value is displayed using the cout insertion operator within double quotation marks factorial equal to. So this character string gets displayed and again you repeating the insertion operator, value of factorial is displayed. Then get cs statement holds the output screen where factorial value is displayed and return 0 inform the operating system that code is executed as expected. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Output first this message is displayed enter the positive number. When user enter suppose 12, its factorial is displayed. So this factorial value is very large. That's why factorial variable is declared as a long. In example number 4, we have to write a program to sum given number of terms of series 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus. This is called Fibonacci series. And if we see this series carefully, we find that a term is sum of previous two terms. That is 2 is sum of 1 and 1. Similarly 3 is sum of previous two terms 1 and 2. In a similar way 5 is sum of previous two terms 2 and 3. So for this series we have to write a program. So a program can be written like this one. So in this program, using initial to statement, we include the IO stream and conio.h header file in our source code. Then int main open and close parenthesis declare the main function. Then within open and close brace of the main function, first statement int ni declares two integer variables n and I. The next statement declares term1 and term2 float variable. Simultaneously, term1 is assigned a value of 1 and term2 is assigned the value of 1, as first term is 1 and second term is 1. Then float sum equal to 2. Then initial sum is assigned a value of 2, because if we add 1 and 1, initial sum is third term is going to be 2. Clear screen open and close parenthesis semicolon clears anything previously written on the output screen. Then next statement cout insertion operator and in double quotation marks enter number of terms to sum colon. This is displayed on the output screen. Then C in double greater than sign extraction operator in semicolon. When executed, taken number, that is number entered by the user, is stored with the variable n or assigned to the variable n. Then for looping statement, number of terms are added. That is for I equal to 3. Semicolon I less than or equal to n. So number of terms at least should be greater than 3 or equal to 3. Otherwise condition is going to be false. So plus I. Till this condition is true, then term 1, term equals, any term equal term 1 plus term 2. And what is term 1 and term 2? So initially these two terms are added. Then sum equal to sum plus term. Value of sum equal to initial value of sum plus term, that is previous term 1 and term 2. Then next term 1 equals term 2. Value of second term, this second term becomes the first term. It means that value of second term is assigned to the first term, and second term is going to be the sum of previous two terms. So term 2 is equal to term, that is sum of previous two terms. So till condition is true, these statements are executed, and using these statements we find the sum of number of terms is specified by the user. Once condition becomes false, control comes out of the for loop, and using the cout insertion operator in double quotation marks sum equal, this string is displayed on the output screen, and again using the insertion operator value of sum is displayed. Then using the get ch statement, output screen is hold where we see the result. And finally return 0 statement informs the operating system that code is executed as expected. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. So first enter number of terms to sum. So suppose if user enter the same n, that he wants to add 7 terms. So here mentioned is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5. There are 5 terms. Next term is going to be 8 and next term is going to be 13. So all these terms when added will give the output as a 33. We can check this one. Second time, if number of terms to sum is 8, then we get the sum as a 54. So in this way, we can find the specified sum of specified number of terms of the Fibonacci series. Just knowing the logic that any term equal sum of previous two terms. Now in example 5, we have to write a program that reads two-dimensional arrays and find their sum using pointers. So a program can be written like this one. So initial three statement includes iostream.h, stdlib.h, conio.h. These header files are included in our source code. The next statement constant int row equal 10 comma call equal to 10 semicolon declares row and call two constants and their values are initialized as a 10 and 10. Then int main open and close parenthesis defines the main function, and within open and close brace of the main function, first statement int a row call comma b row call comma c row call comma defines three arrays, two-dimensional arrays in terms of rows and column. Then int ij row call semicolon defines ij row and call integer variables. Then cout insertion operator in double quotation marks enter number of rows and column. This message is displayed on the output screen. And when user enter the number of rows and column, that is taken in by the next statement cin extraction operator row extraction operator column and semicolon. So values of rows and column are taken in and assigned to the variable row and column. Then next statement cout insertion operator. Cout displays the message enter first matrix row wise. So reading this message, user enters the content of the first matrix row wise, and that matrix, that data is taken in and is stored in a two-dimensional array A by nesting of the for looping statement. That is for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to row. Suppose we have entered 2 rows and 3 columns. So first time this condition is true, then body of the for loop is executed. Inside the body of the for loop, again we find the nested for loop. So for j equal to 0, j less than or equal to column. So if we enter the number of value of column is 3, so condition is true. Condition is true, but body of this for inner for loop, that is cin extraction operator aij. So first element, that is a00, entered by first element is stored as a00. So in a similar way, value of ij is incremented. So using this condition, that is true for the three values. So we enter three elements of first row. Then value of I is incremented. So till condition is true, whether in the outer for loop or inner for loop, depending on that one, we can enter and store the arrays two-dimensional arrays element. In a similar way, using nesting of again for loop, we can enter and store elements of the second two-dimensional array B. Then again using the for looping statement, we find the third matrix that represent the sum of corresponding elements of the matrix A and matrix B. And after finding and storing the corresponding elements in matrix C, we have to display the content of the matrix C. So that is, again we display the message added value of A and B. So this message is displayed on that one, and following that one, the elements of the C matrix is displayed. And again while displaying the C matrix, we use the pointers. So using pointers, we display the each element of the C matrix. And when this program is run, we get the output like this one. So enter number of rows and column. Here we enter initially 2 and 3, means 2 rows and 3 column. Then enter first matrix row wise. So in first row 3 elements are there, in the second row 3 elements are there. In a similar way, enter second matrix row wise. So again 3 elements in the first row, 3 elements in the second row. And then added value of A and B is displayed in matrix form with 2 rows and 3 columns. So here we can check that one. When 3 plus 4 is added, 7, 2 plus 6, 8, 5 plus 3, 8. In a similar way, 4 minus 1, that gives the 3, 3 plus 4, 7, 8 plus 7, 15. So in this way, we can add two-dimensional array and find their sum. Now in example 6, write a C++ program to show use of the class. So using this one, we already have discussed what is the class and object. Class defines the structure of the object, where objects are the variables containing the same structure as declared in the class. So a program can be written like this one. So in this program, first statement include the iostream.h header file in our source code. Then class keyword is used to declare the class, and then following that one is the name of the class. So class person, a class person is declared here, and within open and close brace, its member variable and member functions are declared. So char name in square bracket 30. So a array name is declared, that is of the character type, that this array contains the 30 characters. Then int age semicolon, this declares integer variable age. Then public colon, this is the access specifier After this one, what is declared, that is the public. Any function can use this declaration. So void get data void. So using the void keyword means this function doesn't return any value and also doesn't accept any value as a parameter. Similarly, second member function display doesn't return any value and also doesn't return accept any data. And at the end of the class declaration, semicolon should be present. Then void person scope specifier operator get data void. So scope specifier operator is used so that we can access any member variable or member function of the class. So get data void. So here we declare the get data function. So in this function cout insertion operator within double quotation marks enter name. So this message is displayed on the output screen whereby user enters his name. That name is taken in by the input stream object seen and stored with the right side character variable name. Then cout insertion operator enter age. Again this message is displayed on the output screen whereby user enters his age that is taken in and stored with variable age by the next statement seen extraction operator age semicolon. So in this way get data function is declared here that takes the name of the user as well as age of the user as a data. Then next member function display is declared here within open and close brace cout insertion operator /n name. So this character string is printed and see here /n is included just to take the cursor in the beginning of the next line where name colon is displayed and after following the colon name, what is name or what is data in the form of name is stored by this name variable that is displayed. Then next is statement cout insertion operator /n. Again /n takes the cursor in the beginning of next line where age colon is displayed and following that one using next insertion operator value of age variable is displayed. So in this way display member function display the name and age of the user. Then int main and within open and close brace of this main function person p semicolon. This statement declares p object p because here p is the name of the class and following that is the name of the variable. So variable of a class that is called the object. So p object is defined here. And then using the p dot operator we access the get data member function of the class whereby name of the user as well as age of the user is taken in and then using the p.display statement we display the name of the user and name of the age of the user and then return 0 inform the operating system that code is executed properly. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Output enter name. So when you enter the name and enter age, then name Gopesh, age 30 is entered. These data are taken in and then name and age are displayed. So in this way we saw use of the class, how class is declared, and using class variable called objects are declared, defined, and then using dot operator member function are accessed, and using that those member function values of name and age are displayed. Now in next example, that is example number 7. Write a simple program using class in C++ to input subject mark and print it. So in this example program we have to enter subject marks and print it. Then a program can be written like this one. So in this program, class marks, a class with marks name is declared. This class has int m1 and m2, two marks variable m1 and m2, and two member function void get data and void display data. So marks are the private, so we can't access any outside function can't access these marks, and so the space specifier is private. So here first get data function is declared like this one. So void mark scope specifier operator, then get data, and in this statements of the get data is cout enter first subject marks, whereby user enters the marks of the first subject that is taken in and is stored with the variable written on the right side m1. Similarly, next statement displays the enter second subject marks, and when user enters the second subject mark that is taken in and is stored with the variable m2. Then display function is declared like that, this one cout first subject marks. This is displayed on the output screen. Then using next insertion operator, value of m1 is displayed. Then again next insertion operator and then end L. So this is similar to the slash n. Bring the cursor in the beginning of the next line where second subject marks is displayed and then value of second subject is displayed. So this is the second member function display. Then void main. Then first statement of the main function, here void keyword is used because this main function is not returning any value. So clear screen. This statement clears anything previously written on the output screen. Then marks x semicolon. This defines and declare an object, a object x. Then x dot get data. When this statement is executed, we enter, that is here member function is called in, and then member function is get data is executed, whereby we enter the first subject marks, then we enter the second subject mark that is taken in and is stored with the variable m1 and m2. Then next statement x dot display data. Using this statement, the second member function is called and that display the marks of both the subjects. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Enter first subject marks 67. Enter second subject marks 85. So 67 is stored with the variable M1. 85 is stored with the variable M2. And then next first subject marks equal 67 and second subject marks equal to 85. These are displayed. So in this program we saw that how using class and objects marks of two subjects are taken in and displayed on the screen. In the example number 8, we will see and write a simple program that initializes private data of a class. Now we know that the private data or private function of a class can't be accessed by the outside function. So how to initialize the data of a private data of a class? For that one we will see the example program. So a example program may be written like this one. So again in this program, initial two statement includes iostream.h and conio.h header file in our source code. Then a class circle is declared. In this circle, member variables are x center, y center and radius that are of float type. And here access specifier is not written. It means that default access specifier is the private. Then public colon. This is the space access specifier for the following statement that declares two member function put data with three parameters float x, float y and float r. Meaning this function can accept three datas corresponding to x, y and r. Then next member function show constant character name. Here it shows the data corresponding to the character pointer variable name. So what is a pointer variable is indicating corresponding to that one data is displayed. Here constant keyword before character is used just to avoid any change in the name having characters. Then at the end semicolon is written. Then put data member function is declared here. Put data float x comma float y and float r. Then within open and close brace x center equal to x, y center equal to y and radius equal to r. That is value of private member of the class x circle, y center and radius are initialized to value of x, y and r. Then next member function show constant character star name is declared like this one within open and close brace. Cout circle equal to name of the circle is displayed here. Then using next insertion operator colon is printed and then value of x center is printed, and again colon is printed, and then value of y center is printed, and again after printing the colon value of radius is printed. Then int main, and in this main function within open and close brace, first statement clears up anything previously written on the output screen. Then next statement circle C1 comma C2 semicolon defines two objects C1 and C2 with structure of the class. Then C1 dot put data 100, 100 and 50. Put data is called in for the object C1 and its value is supplied as 100, 100 and 50. Means X center is assigned a value of 100, Y center is assigned a value of 100 and radius is assigned a value of 50. In a similar way, C2 dot put data 150, 100, comma 60, then semicolon. This statement takes the value 150, 100 and 60 and assign to the X center as a 150, Y center as a 100 and 60 as a radius. Then using the next two statement, value of object C1 is displayed using C1 dot show in quotation marks C1, that is object C1 is displayed. In a similar way, object content of object C2 is displayed using the C2 dot show in open and close parenthesis and within double quotation marks name of the C2. It means that show function with C2 name is called in and that display the value of X center, Y center and radius. And get CH statement hold the output screen where result is displayed. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Circle C1 is displayed here because 100, 150 is taken in by the first object and that same value is displayed using the C1 dot show C1 statement, and second statement display the value of circle C2 as a 150 colon 100 colon 60. So in this way we have discussed number of the C++ program and also we discuss the C++ program with class and objects whereby clear of the class and objects should be it clear the idea of the class and objects. So till next period, bye and have a nice day.